In this video, I'm going to be taking you step by step on a trade that I made $1,000 in 1 hour using volume price analysis. I go pretty in depth here, so if you find value in this content, please subscribe, hit the like, let me know. It's free to you, means everything to me, and without further ado, let's get to it. This is the SPY. Got some pivots on here that were there. You know, we had this rejection going on that I've been kind of talking about. But let me draw your attention a little closer, because we had some micro levels that were in play. So right off the bat, this most recent pullback before the push that we had before the rejection, we had a gap, right? So we're going to mark this gap out. I use white for a gap. So if you ever see these white lines, it means that it's a gap level. The dark red is a pivot level from the daily. All right, so first of all, we mark those out. Second of all, we got a little bit of support coming in through here. You could look at this as a channel, right? This could be considered a channel right there. Well, I don't really do too much trading on channels, first of all. And second of all, I'm only trying to trade the downside here. I highlighted the lows. We have one low, two low. I connected them and I projected the line out. We've got three converging points here. We've got the gap level, the pivot level, and this ascending support level, all at the exact same place around 417. Right? We had this level that we were all kind of looking at here, and then boom, the 8 o'clock candle comes and it slams right into this pivot, the 417 pivot. So that's going to let us know that, hey, there's an inflection point down here at 417, and if we go through that, retest it, and can't get back through, you need to get in. It's an inflection point. It's going to flick the price one way or the other, depending on the way that it comes out of the consolidation. So when the market opened up this day, there was pretty obvious resistance going on here. As you can see, this area here, it just wouldn't get past it, right? It tried to go through once, didn't have the volume, as you can see, and it faded back down. Up, 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 fade again, fade again, fade again. So this is a consistent fade below the VWAP all pre-market. That doesn't say bullish to me, that says bearish, right? Not only that, but we're coming up on this 417 inflection point and the gap entry. Okay? Now what's even more awesome than that is that we have, remember on the daily chart, we have this ascending support that I marked out from our previous consolidation. That little spot that I showed you looked like a possible channel. Well, this is that level just projected into the future. So possibly we're going to get some movement in here. And if all three of these levels are going to inflect the price, we can get a really, really big move. A really big move. So let's go ahead and see how this played out. So here we are, we're coming up, boom, there's the open. The open happens, huge volume candle. Obviously, this always happens on the open. More importantly, we're getting a reaction to the gap entry. So that's meaning that there's people here buying this level, thinking that the bull run is not over, and they're loading up, right, for the possible bounce past this. Now, my read on the pre-market says bearish and we're going lower. I'm not sure what this guy's strategy here said, or maybe there was just GTC orders out there to buy at this level, and they're executing now, which is why the candle looks the way it does. Right? We have a wick on that level. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting right now. Just like today, right? I let the first move happen. I wait for a retest, and then I enter the trade. Well, let's go ahead. Here's the retest here of VWAP, right? We're coming back up. Now you connect these two candles here. We started to fade through. We got a little bit of a pop. Okay. So not too convicted. Bam, we're convicted. As soon as it rejected that, did this tiny little gap, as you can see between these candles. It did a tiny little gap. The volume is sustaining, right? It's not increasing. It's just about the same as before. But now we're moving downward. If these all trigger and fire off, we're going to get a huge move. So in my opinion, this is good for a trade. Now, where does the stop go? This one here was a little bit bigger of a stop, but I decided I was going to use this pivot from the pre-market because we couldn't get through it all morning. Now you could have put the stop probably over high of day if you wanted, maybe just above the most recent swing high before the open. That was probably good too, but I wanted, I just gave it more room. It's early. When the market opens like this, you get a lot of movement sometimes, and if you're wrong, I really don't want to get smacked too bad on slippage. So again, we're now short right here, risking $200 on the trade. Let me go ahead and mark my entry. Let me just put this down somewhere. Here's our stop level, and let's see what happens. Here we are, we're entering the gap. And most important thing that gave me the conviction to, again, don't worry, it's starting to work. This is exactly what we wanted. You don't need to stress out about it. Let the trade do its thing. Trust your stop is in the right place. Sit on your hands and wait for your move. See this volume? This big old volume candle? I'm going to read this as whoever was buying up here thinking we were going to get a bounce finally decided, you know what? It's not happening. And or the people that were purchasing thinking the bull run was not over and we were going to continue, like good till cancel orders that are sitting out there right at the gap, those are real. They decided they were wrong and they sold. Also, people that were a part of the original bull run and didn't sell at the top, they're holding. They're hoping that the price isn't going to continue down. It's please don't go down, right? Well, at this moment here, with this volume, more and more and more people are selling as we're breaking through this gap level. That's just telling me that bulls are giving up, right? Bulls are giving up at this point. Now, my goal is to get across this gap, okay? Gap theory states, when you enter an area on the chart that's a gap, it acts kind of like as a pocket. Like it enters the pocket and there's really not much support and resistance in there, so you can expect like a clean move down. This looks really good to me too. We run up here off of this little trend line that we've got from the daily chart. We got push. It couldn't get through 417. Remember the 417 inflection point we were talking about? This is literally showing you, 1, I was right. 2, I can capitalize on this. 3, I'm positioned correctly. And 4, just hold on, man. Hold on. So we went and retested 417. We broke right back through it. Right now we're going back up to retest this speed line here and VWAP. And boom, once again, look at this volume, right? Follow the volume, guys. Don't just read candles. Don't just look at one thing. Don't just read the news and read bullish or bearish. Don't just listen to CNBC. Follow the volume. All right? And the volume here, as anyone can see, is favoring the bear side. Look at this candle. When this one broke through, look at that. Nice rise on volume. So let's let this go. It's really trying to pick a direction here, right? And the reason we're getting this back and forth is because of these 3 levels, right? There's these 3 pretty major levels that are being interacted with right now. And the larger the consolidation that occurs, like this is kind of consolidation, sideways consolidation, the bigger the move can be. I mean, at this point, I could say it's almost a triangle here. Bam! We broke through the bottom of the triangle. And how did we do it though? On good volume. Okay, we're pushing into the 20-day. Now I'm thinking we're going to go through the 20-day at this point. Like all the volume's pointing this way. This is extremely bearish, right? We've entered the gap. We're going across. Okay, we need a retest of this 20-day as we just did right there. And we're fading. And look, again, volume. So this is now another consolidation pattern happening. Right here, another tell that we're going lower. You know, if I ask myself, like, do I think we can continue lower? Well, the volume says we can go lower. Why? Because as we broke through where there should have been support, right? Because, you know, low, low, connect them. It's ramping up its volume going through it. That's telling me we can continue. So I'm still holding my position, right? Look at this volume here. People are thinking, I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm still holding. All right, now at this point, because we now did a little fake out here and now we're going back up, okay, I'm either thinking we're going to go back to VWAP to retest it again, or this is just a bull trap where it's going to look bullish and then just fade. Because as of right now, we're trapped between these two speed lines and the 20, and if we fade, this is going to be a big one. Notice the volume, right? Notice the volume. Big volume coming up. Big volume. More volume. Looking good. Looking good. Nice rejection right there. Boom. Here we go. We're still fading. We're still fading. Amazing. So at this point, because of what happened right here, and it looked like we should have faded lower, but instead it kind of pushed up higher than I would have liked past these two peaks, right? Because of that, on the next retest of what the low of day was, I actually took profit on that. I got out of the trade at that point. Even though the gap entry to fill is still the idea, I was up so well on this and I was so good on my entry up here, and I held so well without getting shook or without getting, you know, emotionally screwed out of the trade. This here became a 5-to-1 trade. See this right here, it'll tell you 4.96 to 1 at low of day, right? Risking $200, a 5-to-1 trade. It's $1,000. So that's 2 days back to back. I've made $1,000 on the same ticker, $1,000 a day. Right? And for those of you who are just, you know, curious on what happens, let me speed this up and you can see. And mind you, I got out at this red line. This was my exit. Previous low of day. Now, I hope what you guys are taking from this is I hope you're seeing how powerful technical analysis can be. Okay, it can really give you that precision sniper shot entry. It can keep you in the trade. It can give you these little nuances that show you that you don't need to be afraid of what's occurring. Okay, and volume on top of that is gonna, you know, volume is king, man. Volume is king. Now check this out. At this point, say you missed the initial move. Say you missed all of this over here. Say you were like, I don't want to trade, you know, the first hour of the day, or I don't want to take an entry. I don't know, whatever reasons you had, let's say that you missed it. Now, what do we got going on over here? Okay, this is a whole new trade, whole new setup. This is just, you know, for you guys to understand. What I see going on over here is we have a potential channel that's occurring, which let me duplicate this line here. And just a pro tip, when you guys are drawing channels, you don't want to draw two separate trend lines. You want to duplicate your original line so that the angle is the exact same, and then place it on top and see if it kind of lines up. As you see here, it's lining up. Let's see what happens. As you see, right, we're below VWAP, so weakness. The bears, people like myself, we just made a ton of money on the push out of the open. So are we going to be more or less willing to take the second setup? Right? Common sense would say that if I just won a bunch of money by doing something, I may do it again. And that gives more credence. It gives more like conviction to me, not only that the trade's going to work, but that if I'm wrong, I'm still walking away green on the day because my first trade was already good. But check this out. So we're running up into VWAP again, and now we're starting to top right here. Okay, one top, two top, three. Triple top just occurred. Triple top just occurred. And what do you see? Right? I'm literally giving you guys like the keys to the castle right here. What do you see right here? Volume ramp. Where? As we go through this trend line, remember? So because this is a legitimate level, and if you're not sure if it's a level and you're like, I don't know if this really fits, I don't know if it's that great. Well, as it goes through, is the volume doing something like this? Are you getting a bunch of volume as it goes through? Because if you are, the level is legit and you can trade off of it. Now we just got a triple top, 1, 2, 3 at VWAP, okay, this white line, and a break of this ascending support. So this is essentially a VWAP fade setup, right? We come out of the open, we fade down, we come up, can't get through, boom, break. So being on a fast time frame chart like this, you could actually, use this last high here as your risk point. You could use this as your stop here, this as your stop. You could even pick just above the 20-day as your stop if you'd like. And you see this? This is what I'm talking about. Right? It does this like broadening wedge, like a reverse triangle. Really weird, right? So here we go. The bulls are going to give it one last push. This is going to be your break and then your retest. Okay. Can it get through this area? Nope. Bam, I'm short. That would have been my short right there. If you wanted to wait for a low to break, it would be right there. Define your risk. Risk is about 50 cents. Okay, let's mark the entry and just throw this down here somewhere. Let's put it at the stop. Boom, 50 cents. And play. Once again, we take a gander at our volume. Okay, volume is nice and strong. Right? Is this going to come up and stop us out? Nope, we got rejected again. So there's people out here protecting us, man, protecting our stop. Right? At this point, you could move your stop to above this high now if you wanted to. But this these trend lines here, when they broke, right, it's telling you that the market pace has changed. We're no longer on this uptrend. VWAP has stopped it, and now we are changing, right? We're either going to go to a range, right, because it goes, the 3 stages are an uptrend, consolidation, or a downtrend, right? So we were in an uptrend, we're going sideways consolidation, and now a downtrend, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we're just gonna fade. Right through low a day. This is our current low a day. Look at that break, retest, fail. This is what we want to see. Look at this now. Look at everyone else coming in. Look at all the volume stacking up, right? Volume's really coming in now. We have a micro. We have another speed line here. Right? Uptrend, consolidation. Might give one more push or it might just fall. We're fading. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Fade, 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 fade. Let me show you a little nuance here of volume again. So check this out. Check out this volume candle or volume bar on this candle and this one on this one. So when we pushed up, look at how much the price moved. Okay, boom, big move, decent size move, but look at how much volume there was. Right now we're looking at the green candle. Okay, look at how it took so little volume to move the price like that. Right? That's weird. That's really weird. Like, why would that happen? That's called an anomaly. That's not what is supposed to happen. So that just tells you that that push candle, that up, was not a healthy push. You don't want to join that. All right? What you do want to join is when you have this increasing volume here into that level. We got this pop on low volume, still telling me weakness, and then a big old candle on this one. Look at this one. Look at how small the body is of this candle and the wick. Right? You see that the wick on there? That's what pushed that down. Right? The volume was pushing in that wick area and was like, nope, nope, nope. And that again is telling us we're good to go. We're good to go. We're good to go. This volume here, boom, this one, same thing. Right? Every time it tries to come up, it meets a pretty strong sell. Now here, we're starting to get a little bit, we're getting maybe too close to this gap entry as the sell volume was decreasing right there. Okay. And again, we've got this, the uptrend break, right? You could have used this as another entry right here, right? Break, retest, can't get through, enter, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Boom. All the way down. Bam. That's called now gap fill. Now what happens when we get there? Right? Look at this big old candle here. Most of our volume, even the high bars, they're like happening here. We have a high one right at that level. Even when we fade through, boom, it's going to come right back up. Right? So guess what? We found our support. Right? And was it marked out? Yes. Did we see it previous? Yes. Did we know how to capitalize on it? Yes. Because of technical analysis. And now we pay our bills. Really cool stuff. Now, if you were just to get in on this one here, at this break here, or at this retest, with a 50-cent stop, if you got all the way down here, that's a 4.9 to 1. So again, it's almost another opportunity for another 5 to 1 trade. And at this point, the volume is telling us, hey, the bulls are stepping in. More and more buyers are coming as we are coming off that line. Now, if I remember correctly, we end up doing a nice consolidation pattern, and it kind of fades up into the after hours. Look at this bull flag. Nice bull flag. I know you guys like bull flags. It's like one of the first patterns you learn. Look at that. Right? Boom. Right off of gap fill into a consolidation triangle. And then we'll start pushing through. Now, should you think, hey, this is going to fail and keep going? Well, to find out on that, we need to consult our volume chart. Right? We have an increase in volume on the first push. We have a lot of volume on the second push, giving us our flat top here. And then as it breaks out, we have our boom, big old volume bars. So there is actual support here. This is not something that you want to short. This is something that, hey, maybe you want to even consider going long off of this level. Now again, check it out. Now we're doing the reverse thing. We're doing the reverse thing. The volume is now decreasing on our red candles instead of increasing. Not just that, but now we have a little double bottom tap here where we come down, retest, come down, support holds, and we push, right? Now, I don't think, we're not going to just rip off this level. We gotta do a nice big pattern here to actually get off of this. But as you see, the bears, even when they come in with higher volume, right, it doesn't go lower. Right? Now here again, we get another push. This is a solid push down right into support. What do we expect? We expect something to happen. And what happened? Boom, we blasted off that level again. Right? Now, this here would be a bear trap. Right? We come through, starts looking like, hey, maybe it's going to continue, but it doesn't, and it slingshots up again because we keep running into this gap fill, right? This white line. We just keep smacking it and popping, smacking it and popping. And then here we are into the close. I hope I was able to bring you a little bit of insight and maybe some, cool techniques on reading volume that you didn't know before. I think that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. I hope you guys got some value out of this, man. Hit the thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. It means everything to me. It's free to you. I would really appreciate that. And if you made it this far, I know you liked the video. It's fantastic. I would love to see you guys come around again. Stick around. I got many more videos coming out as things occur in the market day to day, and I keep seeing things. I'm like, hey, I should bring that to my subscribers or my viewers, you know? I'm going to do it. You know, hit the button. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.